Good day. I hope this finds you healthy. Physically healthy, emotionally healthy, and mentally healthy. We've had a couple trying days lately in the United States, haven't we? Across the world, we've had a couple trying years. More than a couple. Here's what I want to say. Before I say it, I want to point out that this has zero to do with politics. Nothing. Zero. And after you listen to what I say, if you believe it does, or you leave a comment that's political, then you don't get it. And I'm sorry to say, you have no intelligence. Nazis watch this stickers in schools. Racial slurs in our schools, in our neighborhoods, burning down churches, dragging children off the buses. Yeah, it really gets to me. Screaming in the lunchroom to where other children are in fear. Violent riots where there should be peaceful protests, a First Amendment right that I served for and my son is currently serving. But riots, damage to others' property, where's that going to get you? Calling somebody with a different skin color to you, instead of just shutting your mouth, names, horrible racial slurs, telling children in schools, niggas go home, go back to Mexico, you're going to be deported. Telling this to children. We can have intelligent conversations, you as an adult and I as an adult. But I am talking mostly about children. If you think outside of the United States, or maybe some of you within the United States, that these are just rumors, these are not really happening, they are factual. And it's incredibly ugly. Here's my point. If you feel, as you're watching this happen, whether they be the riots or whether they be Nazi symbols painted in children's schools, in your neighborhood, when Americans are left to feel unsafe because of what you may say, what you may do, they are left in fear. Does that make you feel good? Does that give you that supply that you need? Does that give you a twang of happiness to see the chaos that's going on? Do you agree with it? Do you passively agree with it? You see it? and you walk by it and not say a word, not think a positive thing, if it gives you pleasure to know that somebody, a parent, is having a child come home and crying because they fear going to school, if you feel that all of these things are okay, if it gives you pleasure, and narcissists know what I mean, and victims of narcissists know exactly what I mean by the narcissist getting that little twinge of pleasure out of somebody else's pain, much less a child, then I have news for you. If you get that pleasure, if you get supply from that, then either number one, you are, in fact, a narcissist. You get any joy out of seeing a child hurt. You get any pleasure out of hearing something that's going on in our schools. If you get 1 ounce of satisfaction that a woman has been assaulted, you're either a narcissist or a psychopath. There is no two ways about it. What have we been talking about for over 2 years? Somebody getting pleasure from somebody else's pain, suffering, and fear. Supply. Has that not been what we've been speaking about for years? Think about that. But it's all too easy because it's not our child. It's all too easy not to say anything at all. These are beliefs I've had for a very long time. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not a racist. I'm going to make a video on that one day, soon. Because I grew up in an incredibly racist household. And then I began to think, to use my own mind. And to you Americans who get pleasure or who voice a nasty opinion about a different religion, a different ethnic background, a different skin color, and you've not served, you've not had the courage to serve your country where others can enjoy the freedom of speech, you're a coward. If this hits home to you and you get angry, you need to take a good look at someone. I guess the message I'm trying to get across is whether you've drawn something on these walls or whether your child has, because these are happening in schools. And children get this stuff somewhere, don't they? If you get that pleasure of knowing that's going on to a young, undeveloped mind, if you get pleasure knowing that your child had something to do with it, and you don't say anything, you're a coward. Let me, again, just communicate if I can. For years, we've been speaking about being victims of narcissistic abuse. How many times have we talked about supply? That twinkle in their eye, that little grin of happiness and joy, knowing that they inflicted pain, or knowing that somebody else is suffering. How well do we know that? So then explain to me, if you can, how anyone of sound body and mind can derive pleasure out of the pain of someone that's different than you, out of the pain and the fear of a child. Thank you. And please have peace.